This happened over 2 years ago when I was living on the outskirts of a local city. The town itself wasn't small, but the area I lived in had a lot of fields and rice paddies, and the population density was low. There were only about 2 or 3 houses in the same area. We moved there suddenly and had trouble finding a nice place, so as long as my husband could commute from there. We didn't think too much about it at the time. But after actually moving, I, who had grown up in the city, had a hard time getting used to the atmosphere of that town and area. First, there was zero privacy. People would casually enter others' homes without permission, and any news would spread throughout the neighborhood in no time. For example, if the daughter of so-and-so ran away from an arranged marriage, or a couple had a fight, or someone saw so-and-so drunk in public. But I didn't want our household to become fodder for gossip. Even during the day, I tried to keep the windows and curtains closed as much as possible. When watching TV or listening to music, I would turn the volume extremely low. Of course, I acted friendly enough with the neighbors on the surface, but I could never fully relax. We lived there for a little over a year. During that time, various incidents occurred, but I'll skip those details. Let me write about the event that triggered our decision to move away from that town. One day, my husband and I were planning a short trip to get away. It was my wish to relax and take a break from that town, so he had reluctantly taken time off work. The first and second days we enjoyed hot springs and the like, but on the third day, my husband absolutely had to go into work for business reasons. I didn't feel like continuing the trip alone, so we decided to just go home instead. When I returned home, I felt something was off. At first glance, it looked the same, but on closer inspection, the furniture positions were slightly shifted, and books and items I thought I had put away were left out on the floor. I could have dismissed it as my faulty memory, but considering the town, it made me strangely uneasy. While checking each room and cleaning up, I heard the front door open. It was still around nipping. Too early for my husband to be home from work, but thinking maybe something had happened, I went to greet him at the entrance, only to find the lady next door standing there. We both froze for a moment, but the neighbor quickly sputtered, "Oh, welcome back." The front door was unlocked, so I thought something might be wrong. "You really should be more careful." And she hurried out before I could respond. She claimed the door was unlocked, but there's no way that was true. I'm not the type to forget things like that in the first place, and I had been extra cautious since moving to this town, along with the doubt of, there's no way. I recalled the odd changes in the house when I returned from vacation, and all the strange occurrences until now. In any case, we moved out within 2 weeks after that. We ended up in a much smaller apartment-like place, but it was far more peaceful than the house. Just remembering that time still makes me feel awful.